Smart.
Materialistic.
Beach.
Downtown.
Colleges.
Diversity.
Opportunity.
Home.
Home.
Hi, my name is Amanda Nelson.
Hi, I'm Rohit Bhatia.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rich.
I'm Josh Mayfield, and together we're Team Delta Squad.
We all know that Los Angeles has both positives and negatives, but we strongly believe that the positives greatly outweigh the negatives. All the words that we said at the beginning of the speech here are actually all words that we got from our research. More specifically, from our survey. We did a 10-question survey to 100 LMU students. And what we found out is when people first think of Los Angeles, they think of more stereotypical things like Hollywood, Venice, downtown. But there were also a decent amount of people who thought of opportunities and diversity as the first word that comes to their mind. But this also is very interesting because we also found out that 85% of people believe that Los Angeles is a great place to work. This also coincides with if people want to stay here after graduation. These are all college students, and about 45% of them already know that they want to stay. But there's also a 35% who don't really know if they want to. Then again, if you ask an 18 to 20-year-old whatever they want to do in the future, they usually don't know. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to show them Los Angeles is great, and that this is the place that you want to be to start your career. Next, we did a business interview with Tuno. They are a tech startup in Los Angeles. We asked them, why is Los Angeles where you wanted to start? And they really told us that because they are a tech startup, that Silicon Beach is so amazing and it's thriving, it's starting to bring up, and that it has so many opportunities and experiences a lot of innovative places don't tend to have. Next, we did Mad Libs, and in case you guys don't remember, since you were like a little kid, Mad Libs are where you have like sentences and you take a word out and you can kind of try to figure out what people were trying to think. So we did this for Los Angeles. Some people said fun, creative, but a lot of other people said opportunities and diversity. Something we thought that was very interesting is that we said Los Angeles has a blank identity, and some people actually said that Los Angeles has an unknown identity. And this really shows that we need to be here to give Los Angeles a brand so everyone really knows what Los Angeles is trying to do. And then lastly, we did graduate student interviews. We did 2 interviews with with LMU graduates, and it's very interesting. They're very polar opposites. The girl on the right is like a total Northern California hippie. When she talked about Los Angeles, I kid you not, she said gray, concrete, buildings. She said Los Angeles is not the place for me, but I'm sure it's good for other people. And totally on the other side of the spectrum, the girl on the right, she thinks Los Angeles is an amazing place. She's here in the entertainment industry, and she cannot say enough positive things. And again, there are totally different types of people who have totally different views of Los Angeles, and we really feel like we can come in and give that one stamp of what Los Angeles is. And now on to the campaign objectives.
So we have 3 objectives for our campaign. Our first objective is to encourage industrious college students that are currently attending LA universities to live and work in LA post-graduation. So we feel that LA has numerous opportunities for students in no matter what industry they want to get into, and we believe that it's important to keep the top talent from our top Los Angeles universities within our city. Our second campaign objective is to increase the number of startup businesses in LA by 15%. There's currently about 3,300, so that would be an increase of 500. And our third objective is to make sure that current Los Angeles businesses are aware of the lasting benefits of the city, so we don't want to forget about the businesses that are already here. We want to make sure that they realize that LA is a key factor in their success. And this brings us to our target audience. So because we're rebranding the entire city of Los Angeles, we felt that it was important to keep our target audience a little bit more broad. So primarily we would like to target Los Angeles college students that are really deciding where they want to start their career, as well as young entrepreneurs that are looking for the perfect location for their new business. And as a secondary audience, we would like to target any business leaders or current business professionals that are looking for a fresh start and looking for something that their current city just does not offer them.
This brings us into our brand campaign. So our campaign is Start LA. In our logo, it starts here. We truly believe that in Los Angeles, you can start your family, your school education, and your business. We believe that with all this talent and innovation in Los Angeles, it's the perfect place for tech startups to not only start up, but thrive. This is our mood board. Our mood board shows famous beaches and airports and startups, and of course, our Start LA logo in the center. I'm going to show you guys our anthem video right now to give a little feel of our campaign. So as was seen in the video, LA, you can start your family, your schools, and your business. I'm now going to go to the position map. We put ourselves in the top left-hand corner. We put ourselves there because we believe Los Angeles is both innovative and has so many opportunities. Our top competitors, the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and New York City. Though these places do have a lot of opportunities and are very creative, we believe we remain on top.
And this brings us to our integrated communication strategy. So before going into each aspect in detail, we wanted to give you a brief overview of everything that our campaign has to offer. So we're going to begin with our launch event. We have our startla.com that's equipped with our full website, mobile app, and email campaign. We will have a web series that will be featured on our website as well as on YouTube, commercials featured on TV as well as online, brand ambassadors who will distribute promotional items, social media including a LinkedIn partnership as well as our own owned and paid media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, billboards as well as a paid search campaign. And this brings us to our campaign timeline. So our timeline will run between March and December of 2015. And as you can see, the majority of the aspects of our campaign will run the full duration, aside from a few of them, such as the launch event, which will occur at the beginning in March, PVC, which will run March to June because we want to have an initial push and increased awareness at the very beginning of our campaign. Our web series, which will run July and August, and this is so part of our target audience, college students, will have more time to watch our web series during their summer vacation. And for campus ambassadors and promo items, we will have a brief break in July for college summer vacation. And this brings us to our budget. So we had a $10 million budget for our campaign, and we decided to focus the majority of our money on online video distribution, on our web series for production and placement, on TVC, as well as our social media campaign.
So let's dive right in. We're going to start out with our launch event in March. Our launch event is going to be in a big space in downtown LA, and here I'm going to go through basically what the day is going to look like. We're going to start out the day talking about Start LA and what our mission is and what we want to do here in Los Angeles. Then we're going to go on and hand it off to awesome presenters who are going to talk about how Los Angeles has benefited their company. So it's all going to be based, companies who base their company in Los Angeles. And then we're going to end our day with a huge announcement. We're going to have a competition for people to compete to create an app that fills a void in Los Angeles. So if people think traffic is something that's a big deal, create an app to fix that. Or if finding great food places is what they feel like needs to be fixed, do that. And what we're going to do is the winner of this competition is going to win our YouTube series. Next, we have our website. This is the front of our website. We're going to have a lot of information about Los Angeles and why it's a great place to start your business, as well as an interactive interface where investors, tech businesses, and students will be able to connect. So once you create your web online user base, you're going to be able to connect with awesome businesses and awesome investors. And it's a great place for companies who are just starting out in Los Angeles to get all the resources that they need just through our website. Then we're going to have our mobile application. It's going to be on Apple and Android stores. It's going to be a free application. It's basically just going to be our website, but on a mobile version, kind of just like Facebook. And then we're going to have our email campaign. So when users create their profile on our website, we're definitely going to use their email that they give us. We're going to utilize this data. So we're going to be sending them emails of success stories of the week and just remind people that we are here to help them.
Okay, so for our media buy, it's going to feature that video that all of you guys saw at the beginning across 10 TV spots on these popular TV events. All of these events are live, so that as we believe that it'll generate more engagement with the audience. For our digital buy, we plan to feature Start LA advertisements in the form of 40K banner ads, along with pre-roll and true view placements. This would be an example of the 40K banner ad on Forbes.com. Our third type of media will be traditional billboards. We plan to establish these in busy streets such as Lincoln Boulevard. And our fourth type of media buy will be the non-traditional billboard. We plan to feature these in LAX Airport, where we can, or in areas of high traffic.
Now I'll begin to talk about the web series. The web series, like Amanda talked about, is going to be the winner of the application contest. We will produce 6 episodes, 1 per week, and they'll each be 15 minutes long. So, YouTube is a place where people can subscribe and look forward to your video coming out the next week. To win this series, not only do you have to have a great application, but you have to have a story about yourself. We want the viewers to watch because they want to find out more about the startup, but they also want to know more about the actual people in the show and their story. Just like our website where you can get an intern and investors, those two will be a part of our series. Paid search campaign. We will bid on these words such as start LA or what should I do after college. So when people type that into Google, ad like this will pop up. You can click it, make an account, and you're in. We also plan to be very present on these social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we hope to get a partnership with LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn partnership would allow us to, when a user signs in, instead of having to type in, when they create their account, instead of having to type in their internships and their work history, they could just link their LinkedIn information and it'll come to this website. This is an example of our Facebook page, this example of our Twitter, and this example of our Instagram. And on Instagram, we couldn't use traditional advertisement. We want to more give our followers a sense of our brand and what we want them to feel.
This brings us to our University Brand Ambassador Program. So we plan to have brand ambassadors present at each of these 5 Los Angeles colleges: UCLA, USC, LMU, Cal State LA, and Occidental College. So the primary objective of these brand ambassadors will be to encourage college students at their prospective campuses to create Start LA profiles and to actively use the site. Their secondary objectives will be to just talk to anyone and everyone about our campaign, to partner with entrepreneurship societies, host events, as well as distribute promotional items. So these are some examples of our promotional items. We have sunglasses, a hat, planner, and a pen. And as these items are used by students around campus, they'll drive further advertising for our campaign. And next, we would like our students to host events at their campuses and by partnering with companies such as these, which are current LA startups. And we would like them to bring these companies to their schools to host presentations about why Los Angeles has really impacted their businesses and helped their businesses thrive. And next, we would like to show why our campaign gives you no dead ends.
So usually when people want to hear about companies, they usually find it out through out-of-home or search. And from there, they're going to get flooded with awesome information about our company. They're going to probably go to our website, startla.com first. They also might go to our videos on our YouTube channel, as well as our social. From there, they're going to be filled with awesome information about our company, and as you can see, the arrows between them show that they seamlessly can integrate from one form to another, keeping them connected with our company.
Okay, I'm going to talk about our KPIs. Our first KPI is investor spending. We plan to monitor the amount of money we get from investor contributions. Success under this KPI will show an increase in the amount of investment dollars we get as our campaign expands. Our second KPI is to measure the growth of startups. We plan to compare the amount of startups in Los Angeles on a month-to-month basis. And again, success would show an increase in the amount as our campaign develops. The third is the retention of our users. We plan to measure this by monitoring their activity on our website. And the 2 most important metrics here are the percentage of new visitors along with the amount of unique visitors. Fourth is social media measurement. At the beginning of our campaign, we only plan to be present on some of the more prevalent social media sites, but as we expand and become a more established brand, we certainly hope to hit all mediums. And our last KPI is search engine optimization. Again, this would be an example of a campaign in Google AdWords, and the most important metric here would be a converted click, which would entail a user clicking on an ad and successfully creating an account on Start LA.
So as you guys have seen, there are both positives and negatives in Los Angeles, but we strongly believe that Los Angeles is opportunities, innovation, and starting. So come join the movement. It starts here. Start LA. Thank you.
I'll start this time because I have it. You guys did a great job. There was so much enthusiasm in your presentation, and you know, the lean in, like I was gripped the whole time. It's similar to a question that Eric asked, and I know you guys focused more on the college students as the primary, and then the older, which is not so much older for me, but older adults in the secondary. Is there a reason you didn't flip it around? Because it seems like you have KPIs that are talking about startups and that, and business retention and that kind of stuff, that feels to be more indicative of the secondary target, and what you guys did was a little bit more towards the primary, the college students.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
The question can you flip it, because it didn't seem like you guys, what did you have for the secondary target?
We really feel like that our our launch campaign really shows and gets something that's really something that we want to continue throughout the years. This is just kind of like a 1 year short of showing, but we definitely want to do that, and we feel like that's a way that, you know, as you said, a little older people would be able to use, as well as our website is supposed to be a main driver for people who, I know starting in Los Angeles is kind of like our whole idea, and starting and creating new, but we really feel like that's for everyone in Los Angeles can really utilize the website.
No, go ahead.
So in almost every dimension, I thought it was fantastic. The research, you have very clear goals, the audience, and you know, the connectivity, the KPIs, the media, and the logo I thought was cool too. Where I'm a little bit lost, and I'm not trying to be the Simon Cowell of the, is what is the message? What is the why LA? I know you talked a little bit about innovation, but the content is where I'm a little bit lost in the presentation.
Okay, yeah. Well, with our motto, it starts here. We're really trying to say that you can start anything here. That like your family, your schools, and you can start startups here because we believe there's so many opportunities, as was shown in the research. People believe, and that there actually is opportunities in this place to start here. I'm not sure that answers your question.
Yeah, my question kind of piggybacks onto that one, which is you guys did so much work on the details and making sure that you had all the components of a strong marketing plan filled out. And where I was missing, and this is kind of the opportunity to explain it, is you have a really great core idea of Start LA, right? So how does that Start LA become a creative campaign or a campaign idea that comes to life?
That's a great question.
Good answer.
I think it really comes to life, especially in our YouTube series, because we can really see evidence of a startup actually starting here and actually getting interns from LA and getting investors from LA. So we're actually seeing that come to life, and viewers can see that also.
So I wanted to make a quick point and then ask a question. So the quick point was for many of the teams, there's a lot of emphasis on number of startups that get created. And actually you talked about organizations, and I'm not 100% convinced that that necessarily makes as much sense as startups themselves, but I'd actually comment that it's really the scaling up that creates jobs and creates that vibrancy. So you might want to think about how you might measure that. But the question I had to piggyback on the previous is, why were you only focusing on one series as opposed to really putting a lot of resources into many different stories? I mean, for example, like there's a lot of cities that are trying to say that they're the next Silicon Valley. So the question is, how do you break through that clutter? And what is the unique differentiator about your campaign?
When you talk about the one series, did you mean the YouTube series?
Yeah, so I was just wondering if that's
yeah.
one way of doing it. I don't know, but to broaden that piece of it, I like that piece of it. But more generally, what's the differentiator that's really going to cut through the clutter of all the other cities saying, hey, we're the next Silicon Valley?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, well, with the YouTube series part, the first idea is just like for the launch, that's when the winner will come, and if it's popular, we'll add more, just kind of get hype building to get more people coming. It's like people are going to apply, they don't have an idea. It's kind of a sense that we're giving them an opportunity to start their startup since we'd be funding their series. So Silicon Valley might have like opportunities in like New York, but like we could actually fund the start of their company. And on our website where you can find interns and investors, it's kind of a great place to go to get all the material you need to really like start your business. That gives us a competitive advantage over other cities.
And I really feel like with our YouTube series as well, it can be day-to-day people just with these ideas. It doesn't have to be already established groups and things like that. And I feel like that's really what sets our YouTube series apart.